A Tom Thumb Physics production.
Any object that is being acted upon only by the force of gravity is said to be in a state of freefall. When Esther drops her bag of chocolate, it is at freefall since gravity is the only force acting on it if air resistance is neglected. It is accelerating downwards at a rate of 9.81 meters per second squared as all free-falling objects on Earth do.
Velocity is a vector quantity that indicates speed in a direction. An object has constant velocity if its speed or direction is not changing in a given amount of time. The car has a constant velocity of 2.235 meters per second.
Acceleration is a vector quantity that is defined as the rate at which an object changes its velocity. An object is accelerating if it changes in speed or direction. The car is accelerating at a rate of positive 1.79 meters per second squared.
Newton's first law states that an object at rest stays at rest and an object at motion stays in motion with the same speed and direction unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. Esther is at rest looking at some cookies. Then Jang rams into Esther, causing her to move because his car acts on Esther with an unbalanced force.
Newton's second law states that an acceleration of an object depends directly upon the net force acting upon the object and inversely upon the mass of the object. As the force acting upon an object is increased, the acceleration of the object is increased. As the mass of an object is increased, the acceleration of the object is decreased. When Rachel is pushing the car, she has to apply a force for it to accelerate a certain amount. However, when Esther jumps on the car and Rachel is still applying the same amount of force, the acceleration decreases because Esther jumping on the car added mass to what Rachel is applying force to.
Newton's third law states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. The direction of the force on the first object is opposite to the direction of the force on the second object. When Esther and Jang hit each other, they exerted equal and opposite forces which caused them to fall to the ground.
Precision is how close the measured values are to each other. When Sarah is consistently hitting the column with rocks, she's being precise. The rocks that Sarah is throwing all hit close to each other, but they do not hit the target, the handicaps. Accuracy is how close a measured value is to the actual value. When Sarah is consistently hitting the handicap sign, the designated target, she is being accurate.
Displacement is a vector quantity that refers to the object's overall change in motion. Jang moved 7.5 tiles to the left, then moved 7.5 tiles back to the right, which made his displacement 0.
A projectile is an object upon which the only acting force is gravity. When the apple is thrown, it is thrown at an angle, so it is traveling with a parabolic trajectory. The downward force of gravity will act upon the apple to cause a downward acceleration.
Force of gravity acting upon an object is referred to as the weight of the object. The mass of an object refers to the amount of matter that is contained by the object. According to the equation Fg equals mg, the weight or force of gravity of the bananas is 13.34 newtons, and the mass is 1.36 kilograms.
Bloopers.